Well, with the peak of our fall color season approaching this weekend, hard not to dive right into the details. Tomorrow will be a dry, breezy day for Saturday, upper 50s, just a touch warmer into Sunday, lower 60s, lots of sunshine, nice and mild conditions. You'll be out there to enjoy it. If you're thinking of headed to the pumpkin farms or apple picking or just some of the great metro parks, great weekend to do that. Look at the blue skies we have. What a gorgeous dry day we had. In fact, really low levels of humidity, highs right around the lower 60s, and another day that did feature breezy conditions. West-southwest winds currently at 18 miles per hour. Now, I'll show the dew points because they're extremely low right now. And the only point I'm going to make about this is dangerous fire conditions tonight, which means no open flames outdoors, just due to the fact that any fires that could ignite would rapidly spread in those conditions if they went uncontrolled. Doppler radar is expected to stay dry. Now, there's some shower threats coming in a little bit closer to midnight, but your Friday evening plans likely to stay unaffected by those rain chances. Pretty close to 60 right now, and if you're thinking about headed out to some of the Friday night football games, grab that sweatshirt and light jacket. We'll drop back closer to the lower 50s, but not quite as cold as it is or was today up across the western Great Lakes, where the first accumulating snow of the season. We're looking into northern parts of Wisconsin, Minnesota, 1 to as much as 2 inches of accumulating snow that has taken place over the past 24 hours. Part of a large area of low pressure that is really going to factor in our weather into next week, bringing us some of the coolest weather of the upcoming season. And let's send it over to meteorologist John Birchfield. And John, times like this, mid-October, feeling a little more like November, not unusual. What are we going to be expecting? And could we see first snowflakes of the season?
Yeah, Chris, we don't like to mention that word in October, but we're going to need to press the brakes here. It's going to feel more like November than October. High temperatures are only going to make it up into the 40s, and those are the afternoon highs. We have the threat for an overnight freeze that is 32 or colder. And as Chris mentioned, a few wet snowflakes may mix in. Thankfully, no accumulations, but still a little bit of a brush with wintry weather. So is this normal? Well, we typically see our first freeze of the season on October 17th, and that is just a couple days away on the calendar. So as far as the freeze is concerned, that is typical for mid-October. And the soonest first freeze, that happened on September 14th. That was in 1975, a month ahead of where we are now. Imagine that, 32-degree temperatures in the middle of September. When we were in the middle of September this year, we were still in the 80s, close to 90 degrees. What about the snow in October? Well, back in 1989, we actually had 2 inches of snow in October. Of course, that is an outlier, but October typically does feature a little bit of accumulation. This is not going to be any sticking snow, just a few wet flakes mixing on in there. Once again, a fall chill arrives early next week, highs in the 40s with lows potentially dipping down to the lower 30s. And even if we do see a few wet flakes, Chris, thankfully none of that this weekend. It'll be a pretty nice weekend, but a couple rain showers still possible tonight.
Just the thought of it, John. Just the thought of it. No snow shovels, nothing excessive, and as you just showed, nothing unusual for this point.
Oh, the leaves are just changing. Let's take it one season at a time.
Right, I know. I don't like mixing the seasons or rushing through what is one of the best seasons. You and I both agree, probably autumn in this part of the area.
Absolutely.
All right, John, here's the chance of those rain showers. Most likely going to occur while you sleep tonight, so no big deal with that. A couple showers that come into the area near or after midnight. A few raindrops. I don't expect they're going to be sticking around very long. In fact, they're going to be gone by daybreak tomorrow. Here's the clock, 7 a.m. Clearing skies, dry and pleasant as the last of those rain showers do move off to the east. So any rain does occur tonight while you're sleeping near and after midnight. By tomorrow afternoon, another day that's going to be dry and breezy, mostly sunny skies. That breeze is going to pick up over 25 miles per hour, very low humidity, and lots of afternoon sun will make for a great Saturday if you're going to be taking in those fall colors headed into the peak of the fall color season. Low 40s is where we'll start our morning tomorrow. Lots of sunshine into the afternoon. We'll go rising into the upper 50s, falling just short of 60 degrees for the afternoon high tomorrow. Saturday, Sunday, upper 50s to low 60s. Sunday, just a touch warmer to round out the upcoming weekend. And then it's early next week. That's when we take that plunge that John was talking about. Upper 40s Monday and into Tuesday. We're looking at some cold, chilly rain showers, possibly a wet snowflake or two. Nothing that's going to accumulate, but that brisk feel will be quite cold. Overnight lows could be down close to the freezing mark into early next week. Then we'll climb out of that deep freeze, upper 50s by Thursday, low 60s into Friday. And the following weekend, which would be wrapping up the peak of our fall color season, next Saturday and Sunday, still looking toward the mid to upper 60s, so not done with the mild weather quite yet.
Good. Well, I tell you what, these temperatures, they're really going to kick peak season of leaf viewing into high gear.
And it doesn't last long. Peak season's about 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
So we're talking this weekend it will start. Next week it will be in peak. And by the time we reach the following weekend, we're probably going to be close to past peak already. Happens in a flash.
And
we don't want to rush this season.
No,
Winter.
I love to look at the color as long as possible.
Absolutely. That's why you
Gorgeous
keep
snow.
adoring all of your desk with all of those fancy colors.
Yeah,
Her
I like
desk
the
is
fall
decorated.
decoration.